Hey guys, my name is Mary Jane, and this is part two of important grammar. So let's move on. Next, we have contractions. So when we make two words into one, we call them contractions. Could have becomes could have. So sometimes we can make three words into one. We call these double contractions. Example, could not have becomes couldn't have. We use apostrophes to show where the missing letters were in the new contracted word. So example, we have here might not, mightn't, might not have, mightn't have. So we also have other examples. Must not have becomes mustn't have. Cannot have, can't have. I would have, I'd have. You would have, you'd have. She would have, she'd have. We would have, we'd have. They would have, they'd have. Next, we also have our singular quantifiers. So every and each. So just remember, we use every or each with a singular noun to mean all. Example, there was a party in every street. So this would mean there were parties in all the streets. Each child was given a prize. All the children were given a prize. But take into account that each and every have similar but not always identical meanings. So each expresses the idea of one by one. So it actually emphasizes individuality. Every is halfway, so between each and all, and it sees things or people as singular, but in a group or in general. Uses of how. All right, so let me move this one so you can better see. All right, so how can be used by itself to mean in what way? Example, how did you make this pizza? How can also be used with adjectives to ask about the degree of an attribute. How old is your house? How can be used with much and many to ask about quantity. How many people are coming to the party? How much sugar do we need? How can also be used with other adverbs to ask about the frequency or degree of an action. How often do you go to London? All right, now we have our pronouns, one and once. So we use one for singular and once for plural, just to avoid unnecessary repetition. See those two girls? Helen is the tall one and Jane is the short one. Let's look at the photographs, the ones you took in Paris. So we often use them one and once after which in questions. Example, you can borrow a book. Which one do you want? There are lots of books here. Which ones are yours?